guys, I'm Aveline and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So first of all, sorry if my voice sounds a little bit rough. My sister's currently visiting, so I haven't slept super well last night, and the first thing you can hear that on is my voice. So I just wanted to say sorry if it does sound a little bit rough. You may not be able to hear it, but I can definitely feel it. But anyways, we are building a tiny house today, and it's supposed to be for 2 students. Now you can redecorate this if you want it to be for someone else. It's just I was a little bit inspired by Discover University, obviously, and I also wanted to use a lot of the new stuff that we got in that pack, actually. So the house might look a little bit more luxurious from the exterior, but the interior definitely looks a little bit cheaper-ish. So, because you know, the new furniture that we got with Discover University did look a little bit IKEA-ish, which, by the way, I'm completely fine with. I think it's great to have some variety in all the furniture that we have in the game, but it does look a little bit cheaper. So it was supposed to be a cheaper looking house. I just don't know what happened to the exterior. Let's just put it like that. I ended up using a window that I don't think I've actually ever used before, and you may have seen it in the thumbnail at the start of the video, but I don't even know what pack it's from. Is it from Get Together or Get to Work maybe? Something like that. One of those 2 packs, I think. And it's a really strange window. I've never used it before. I was super excited to finally use it. And yeah, I don't know. I finally used a window that I've never used before. That's pretty exciting. Anyways, so I was also struggling with the color scheme for the exterior because I wanted it to be sort of colorful considering we got 2 young people living in the house, but it just didn't fit the exterior of the house. So that's the thing with this one. I was struggling a little bit with the exterior looking nice and kind of luxurious, a little bit expensive maybe, like it's an expensive looking tiny house from the exterior, from the outside, but when you look at the interior, it's very colorful and IKEA. So there's a bit of a contrast there. I think it's fine though. I do like how this house turned out. Although it was impossible to take a good looking thumbnail picture of the house, which is just YouTube struggles, but it's fine. It's whatever. So I just thought I'd point it out anyways. But yeah, I was struggling a little bit with the color scheme for the exterior. I think I ended up going with just gray, brown, and white in the end, and then I ended up putting a lot of plants at the front of the house actually, just to add some color, because the main part of the house is gray, so I thought it would be a nice contrast to just add a lot of different colored flowers. So there'll be some red ones, some orange ones, some pink ones, and a few white ones as well, I think, but quite a lot of colorful flowers at the front of the house, which I kind of like with the contrast there that I was talking about before. So you can use this house as university housing. Is that what you call it? Off-campus university housing, or just off-campus living? I don't remember what it's called right now. My brain has it's now fully switched on, so just deal with it, but you can use it for off-campus living at least. And of course, again, you can redecorate it if you want it to be for other people or other sims than students. You can totally decorate the place. I think there should be room for a double bed in one of the rooms, and you can turn the other one into a children's room or maybe a toddler room or something like that. So you can have a small family living in here if you want to. I just decided to make it for 2 students, but you got opportunities here, okay? They actually also ended up having a rather nice outdoors area, so they both have a pool. They also have one of those bigger grills that came with, I think it's Perfect Patio, and also a dining area plus a lounge area outside. So they have a pretty nice backyard, I want to say. Even though it's not green, so I don't know if it's still called a backyard, but like a back patio, I don't know, something like that. So lots of opportunities to enjoy the warm weather outside. If it is warm, if it's cold, then stay inside and just deal with the smallness of the house. It is a tiny house after all, so it has to be tiny. I do realize that the house itself does look a lot bigger from the exterior than it actually is. There's just something about the roofing, because the roofing covers patio areas as well. It just makes the house look a lot bigger, but the indoors area is actually surprisingly small. So it is a tiny house, like it's definitely a tiny house today. So this is a little bit random, but I do want to talk about the community vote thing that is going on right now. because in case you were not aware, basically we got another opportunity to vote for an upcoming stuff pack. So we're doing another community voted stuff pack, just like we did with Laundry Day. And the surveys should be available to you on the homepage. Actually, if you open the Sims game and you're online, they should be available to you. Otherwise, you'll need to keep an eye on Twitter or the website as well to vote, basically. But we've already gotten past the first vote. So basically for this one, we had to vote for 5 different themes, like which one we wanted the most out of 5 different themes. I think there was arts and crafts, which is the one that won. There was something called Happy Haunts, which came in second, I think, actually. Then we had fun tech, there was some wellness stuff, and then there was, what was the last one? Science and tech or something like that. So arts and crafts ended up winning, and in each one of the 5 different themes, we had 5 different points we had to vote for as well. So in arts and crafts, there was knitting, there was edible art, I think there was some pottery making as well, or glass, something like that, some embroidery and stitching, and then I don't remember the 5th point. But knitting ended up winning, which is not what I voted for, and I know that I'm not going to get brownie points from some of you guys out there that probably voted for this when I say the next thing, but knitting is just the most boring thing to me. Like, I'm sure it's fun to do, but watching someone knit is not exciting, which is what you're going to end up doing with this pack. You're going to end up watching your sim sit still and knit. I do realize that the vote has probably, or did probably have something to do with the fact that a lot of people are desperate for something for elders, and a lot of elders tend to knit, I suppose. I don't really know. I don't know a lot of elderly people, but I'm guessing my mom is a bit of an elder person by now. She knits. So I think my grandma used to knit too, but I'm not entirely sure. But it does seem a bit like a lot of people have been wanting something for elders, so that's why they ended up voting for knitting. I don't know. I felt the same about Laundry Day, because laundry is not something that I like to do in real life, so why would I like to watch my Sims do laundry? I still don't like watching my Sims do laundry. I think it's incredibly boring. However, I do like the furniture that came with Laundry Day, so at least the community got something right when it came to voting for that stuff. So I hope it'll be something like that for this pack as well. I hope that the furniture will kind of make up for the gameplay, because knitting just does not seem that interesting to me personally. I'm allowed to have an opinion on that, but I do realize that a lot of you guys out there, or not necessarily a lot of you, but there'll probably be a couple of you guys out there that are actually really into knitting, so I'm not going to say anything offensive about it. It's not really, like, why would I do that anyways? It's not like knitting is offensive to me, but hopefully you get what I mean. But yeah, I was a little bit surprised about that one winning, but again, I do think it's got something to do with a lot of people wanting something for elders to do, and we don't really, I don't know, where would that come from? Like, how would we get that in a pack? So I think that's why a lot of people ended up voting for knitting, but we will see. I do hope that they'll end up putting more than just knitting in the pack, like gameplay-wise, because it doesn't really affect gameplay a lot. It's basically just your sim will be sitting still in either a chair or on the couch, or maybe on the bedside or something, and they'll be moving their hands. And that's it. That's how you knit. So it doesn't really add a lot to gameplay, so I desperately hope that they're going to add one of the other points as well. One of the other points that got a lot of votes as well. So I think that would be interesting. But yeah, I just wanted to give my 2 cents, because I do realize that I forgot to mention anything about a community pack vote on the channel when it was going on. So very sorry about that. If you were not aware, I am a terrible news person, but now you know there's a vote going on, so you should definitely vote the next time. Anyways. So we moved on from the first bedroom now. I did decide to go for white and pink in that one, and then in the other one, I decided to go for some more blue tones. I think there's a little bit of yellow in there too, but I don't fully remember, because I've also built 2 other things since finishing this house. I just haven't been able to do the voiceover, because again, my sister's visiting. I have terrible stage fright, so like, I can't do voiceovers if they're home, because they can hear me. They can't just their home. My sister's home. It's because she can hear me. If she's sitting in the living room, she can hear me very clearly. Even if she is sitting possibly in the bedroom as well, she can still hear me. And I don't trust her to stay in the bedroom either. So she's out with my mom right now. I'm doing my job while they're gone, basically. But yeah, I've been finishing a couple of other builds that'll be coming up on the channel in the next 2 days if I can manage to do the voiceovers in peace. So we'll see if it goes well. But yeah, anyways, so this is the common area or the common room. So we got both the living room in here, so there's a TV plus a couch. There's also over in the corner, like crammed up into the corner, there's a very small dining table with 2 chairs. There's only room for 2 Sims in this house, so I only put in 2 chairs. However, if you have more than 2 Sims living here after you decorate or redecorate the place, you may have to put one of them in the couch when they eat. So just be aware of that. And other than that, yeah, they do have a small kitchen area as well. I decided to go for a mini fridge for this house instead of a proper fridge because we can actually use that now. I think it works the same as a proper sized fridge. So I thought it would be fun to use it instead. Also, so they could have room for a microwave as well. I don't know, maybe these people like to use the microwave a lot for like quick dinners or something. I'm not gonna judge if that's what they're into. So yeah, they have a microwave as well. Actually, I used to eat a lot of microwavable food, so I'm really not judging. And then the bathroom is very small. I did manage to fit in a window in here. I was supposed to fit in 2 of the ones from Get Famous, the 2 very small ones, but I did swap it out with this one that I believe is from Spa Day, I think, at least. And yeah, you can't really look into that one, so it's a little bit more private. You'll at least have to stand on your tiptoes, and in that case you are a creep, so don't do that. But they have a little bit more privacy in the bathroom now if they want to shower or whatever. So we moved on to the last room in the house, and that's also the other bedroom. This one, it's a 3x4 possibly. It's a very small room, but we are building a tiny house, so that's just how it is. I don't think I've ever used this wood tone before. It's very orange, but I think it kind of goes well with the blue on the bed sheets, as you can see. And then, of course, I added some yellow because I like blue and yellow together. I know that complementary colors, you don't have to point it out. Like, I do know color theory to some extent. Although some people would say that yellow and purple are complementary colors too. So it depends a little bit on what color system you go for, but I like blue and yellow together. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with them being complementary colors because I don't like purple and green together. I think it looks kind of weird most of the time, but I love blue and yellow together. I think they look great. They remind me of summer and the sun, even though I am ginger, so I don't go outside and enjoy the sun, but it still makes me happy. It's a lot better than what's going on outside right now because it's just dark all the time. So just to be completely clear and honest, like it's terribly dark outside all the time because it's winter and I live in Scandinavia, and I've talked about this on the channel just recently before, but it's like, it's really dark, okay? I just want to point that out, so anyways. But yeah, the sim that lives in this room is definitely into music. I didn't really give the other one any hobby items whatsoever, but this one has both a guitar. They also have, I think I ended up changing this one to the color, oh actually no, because there was a music instrument swatch of that whatever that thing is called, the one that I hung above the bookcase. There is another one that's meant for artistic sims, so there's a color wheel on it and stuff, and I don't remember what the last one is, something with animals, but I figured it would go well with the swatch that had the music instrument pictures on it because they are into music. I think I also gave them a rather big stereo actually, if I recall correctly, and yeah, they're just into music is my point. So moving on to the exterior again, so we have to do all the landscaping now and then also the backyard. I was struggling to figure out exactly what to do with the landscaping because I feel like this house is a little bit more on the contemporary side. It is inspired by a picture that I saw on Pinterest, by the way, but it does not look a whole lot like the house anymore. I changed it up a fair amount. It's just, I like to take inspiration from pictures on Pinterest to just get like a kickstart. So I'll just take inspiration for the front of the house basically, and then I'll add to it, or I'll take some of the shape away, or I don't know if that made any sense, but I'll change it up a fair amount, and then I'll do the back on my own as well. But it's just to get started, so you have somewhere to start off basically. So that's what I do, and the same counts for this one. But yeah, because the house was in this style, I felt like the wilder kind of landscaping that I usually do didn't really fit the exterior of this house, so I had to figure out something else to do. There is a corner over here on the left side where I did go a little bit wild with the landscaping, but they also have this small box here at the front by the very, very gray wall. This is where I ended up putting all the very colorful flowers because I thought it was a great contrast to the gray wall. So yeah, but basically they just have a lot of flowers over here, and I think it looks nice. I think it adds a lot of color, basically, a lot of cuteness to the house, which otherwise would have looked a little bit rough, maybe a little bit, I don't know how to explain that, but it does look a little bit cold-ish, so I think the color kind of makes up for that. So in the backyard, they actually have no plants other than these hedges that I used as fencing. That means that your Sims can actually walk through the hedges. I did line up, or I did frame up the pool here with some fencing, some actual fencing and not just hedges, because I felt like there was just like a part of me was like, if you have hedges this close to the pool, wouldn't there constantly be falling leaves into the pool? Wouldn't that be super annoying? So I just had to do something about it. I don't know, it doesn't happen or it doesn't work like that in The Sims, but it was just annoying me for a bit there, so I had to do something about it. So I ended up putting some fence as well to like block off the leaves. I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. Anyways, and also your Sims can actually walk through the fence, or not the fence, the hedges. They can't walk through the fence. They can walk through the hedges though. As far as I remember, at least, I believe they can for some reason. So it doesn't really block off like strangers and stuff from walking into the backyard. So maybe it's a good thing to like frame up the hedges with some fencing as well. I don't really know. But anyways, I only did it for a part of the backyard, so it's not completely framed up. There's no fence by the lounge area, but I think the furniture should be blocking strangers from walking into the backyard anyways. But if you're really set on putting fence all the way around the backyard, you can definitely just like quickly draw it up to the foundation. Probably put on move objects on before you do that, just in case, but it should be fine. And then up here on the back porch, they have both a dining area and also a grill. They have one of the very big fancy nice ones from Perfect Patio, and also a stereo, because I thought sitting outside chilling by the pool with some music would be really, really relaxing. So yeah, I ended up putting a stereo there, and that's about it. So if you guys like this house, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye. You spin around, you laugh to yourself. And I see you shine in every color, resting your head in my arms. You sing la la.